never know. You never know. Alright, hey folks, David Olney here, and this is You Never Know, and we're coming up on Thanksgiving, and let's see here, played Douglas Corner Saturday night. It was really, really fun. It's a great place. It's, I just can't say enough about how much fun I had, and the crowd was great, everything was cool. Not ready to immerse yourself in holiday music? You can hear some new music from me and my classic tunes on Spotify and other digital services. Okay, it's hard to get for me to figure out a way to say this stuff. But the other specific playlists I've curated on there are focused around my new singles recently released, including Barefootin, Thing of Beauty, and Graveyard Stomp. This is the Spotify stuff. And the Free Fall thing is this radio show that I had. And I was trying to think, why would this be interesting to you? Or why would it be any more interesting than anybody else's list? I don't know. I know why it's interesting to me, and why when I did the show, I would sneak in one of my own songs. I'd say somebody else did it because it was against the rules to play your own music on that radio station. So I would sneak in a song of mine, and I would say that it was done by Walt Dropo, who was the first baseman for the Chicago White Sox back in the 1950s. But the reason I would do it, and when I make just set lists that I listen to, playlists that I listen to, is I like to hear my songs in the context of songs that are played on the radio a whole lot more, like hearing me next to the Beatles or something. It's I don't know, maybe that isn't interesting. It certainly is to me, but it kind of is. You probably got people, friends that aren't famous or anything like that, but they put out a CD, and the world kind of tries to make the message that the CDs that you hear on the radio are the best stuff. Well, that may not be true, and one way to test it is to take your friend's a cut from your friend's CD and make a set playlist and put it next to stuff that is heard on the radio. And then you can go, wait a minute, this stuff is better than that, and that's why it might be interesting to you. So, made it easy for you to listen. Direct at davidolney.com. Click on Freefall. Click on the Freefall tab and turn it up! Okay, coming up this week, Thanksgiving. Eat turkey. Give thanks for the people who love you and the ones you love. Next week, December 5th, 6th, 7th, my final run of sounds so terminal. My final run of 2019 is a co-bill run with Noel McKay, with shows in Opelika, Alabama, at the Second Wall on Thursday, December 5th, in St. Augustine, Florida, at the Pretty Cool Music Concerts, Friday, December 6th, and then Coral Springs, Florida, at the Boomel, the Boomel House Concerts, Saturday, December 7th. And all tickets and that stuff, davidolney.com. Okay. A very good friend of mine, Granny Grantham, passed away, died last Thursday, and I'm thinking about him and thinking about his wife Gail, and of course it's very sad, but one thing that I saw is how people, if you got a circle of friends, a kind of network, how they just so quickly go to the place where they're needed and offer whatever love and assistance they can to those that are grieving. It's really touching. And you know the deal when someone is really sick or dying, or and you say, look, can I do anything? And the answer is usually almost always no. And you just want to do something to make it feel like you're making some contribution. And when you do get a chance to do it, when you do get a chance to help somebody who's feeling sad because they lost someone, it spreads it out all around, all the love. We don't even think about it, but there really is a lot of love in the world, and we forget about it because it's such a ghastly time we're living in. But it's there. So, I just wanted to say that about Granny. Man, we played Granny, and he had this, when he played bass in the X-Rays, I would travel with him. There was no big van to travel in, so it was, I didn't even have a car at that time, I don't think. So I would travel with Granny, and he had this ratty old, I think it was a Dutchman or something. I mean, it was literally held together by duct tape. There was duct tape all over the car. And we would travel just, miles and miles and miles, yak, 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 yak. And if it rained, there was a hole in the floorboard, so, water was coming up through the car. It was amazing and huge amounts of fun. So, here we go. There's a song I wrote with Sergio Webb and John Hadley. Johnson City Blues. Thought I was heading home, but I got turned around. Yes, something got a hold on me. Now I'm Carolina bound. I don't want to talk about or think about the troubles I've been through. So raise a glass and sing a verse of those Johnson City Blues. Everything is looking up as far as I can see. And nothing's gonna bring me down. Even this rain feels good to me. So tell them all where I come from. I packed my bags, I shined up both my shoes. And I've had as much as I can stand of those Johnson City Blues. Oh yeah. I'm heading across the mountain, see what kind of heartache I can find. 'Cause there's nothing here to hold me now, nothing I can't leave behind. So play the one we used to play, back when there was nothing else to do. But raise a glass and sing a verse of those Johnson City Blues. those Johnson City blues. Those Johnson City blues. All right, Johnson City Blues. I always try to get that. Sometimes I get it and sometimes I don't, but it's the bass line to stare it on, little darling, stare it on, yeah. So there's that little bass line quote to what's his name? Marley. Bob Marley. So let me see what else. I don't know. It was just a fun song to write with Sergio and John. I think we just went in one day and nobody had anything bubbling up. You know, we just kind of built that one from scratch. And probably usually in those situations it was Sergio that probably had the little melody thing going. And I think we'd said, well, let's write something that, you know, Doc Watson would have maybe thought about doing. And, you know, and those experiences of writing a song like that where you just have nothing and then it's there. It's like, well, it happens enough that I'm not, you know, completely dumbfounded by it. But if I thought about it enough, I would probably, you know, faint. Because you're right there at the beginning of something. And it's kind of a miraculous thing. But so is everything else when you think about it. Everything is an amazing coincidence. The fact that you're there and I'm here at this time, so much shit has to happen in a certain order for that to go on. The chances of being on the same planet are like shockingly weird. Okay. So anyway, have a happy Thanksgiving. See, you never know. You never know. You never know.